Pueblo suspected shooting death of young Pueblo mom says it was an accident, says Justin Re-Utter. The man suspected of fatally shooting a young Pueblo mother Monday at a bar on the north side of the city told police he shot her by accident. Several people witnessed the moment Jesse Grandal shot Kaylee Markham, 23, in the chest just after midnight at the Riverside Bar and Grill, according to an affidavit of probable cause summarizing the evidence and circumstances of Grandal's arrest. Video surveillance cameras also captured the shooting, the affidavit said. Grandal allegedly called the shooting into the police himself, telling dispatch he had shot his girlfriend by accident. The family of the victim, who also went by Kay Lentz, said on a GoFundMe page that the pair was no longer together, but confirmed that Grandal was the father of Lentz's 3-year-old son. They also said that Lentz had been the victim of domestic violence. When police officers arrived at the bar, Grandal was waiting to be arrested. The affidavit said he told police he was unarmed, but later mentioned that there was a gun on the passenger seat of his possibly dead girlfriend's car. Markham was found unresponsive in the bar with the gunshot. Markham was found unresponsive in the bar with the gunshot wound in the center of her chest just below the neckline. Rescue personnel attempted to revive her, but she was pronounced dead at the scene minutes after police arrived. After Grandal was taken into custody, he showed self-harming behavior, allegedly hitting his head on the cage of Pueblo police officer Zachary Baxter's patrol car and on an interview table. He told Baxter he should have kept the gun and made the officer shoot him. He also said the night was his and Markham's 4-year anniversary. According to the affidavit, Grandal told police he had aimed for the shoulder and expressed disbelief when the shot he fired was fatal. Aim for the shoulder. Genevieve Chavez, a friend and co-worker of Markham's who was with the victim at the bar, told detectives that Grandal and Markham were previously in an intimate relationship, lived at Grandal's mother's home with their 3-year-old son. The pair separated in November but still lived in the same house for the child's sake, she said. Chavez and Markham had been hanging out earlier in the day and had gone shopping together, she said. They made plans to meet up again later that night, but Markham, the affidavit said, texted Chavez in the early evening saying, "Guess I'm not going out. Jesse lost his damn mind. I think I might actually have to leave this house tonight." Later that evening, Markham texted Chavez again saying, "I got to get out of here." Chavez picked Markham up at 8:30 p.m. Grandal had allegedly taken her keys and hidden them. After the two got to the bar, Grandal allegedly been calling and texting Markham. She answered once but heard nothing, so she hung up and refused to answer any more calls. Chavez said Markham explained to her that Grandal had threatened suicide in the past. She believed he was trying to take Markham think he was taking his own life. Grandal had pulled out a gun and threatened suicide in the past, broken down a door in the house they lived in, and otherwise acted unstable. Chavez said her friend had told her. Grandal continued to text Markham, the affidavit said, without revealing what the messages said. At around 12:08 a.m., Grandal entered the bar dressed in a black trench coat with no sleeves. The affidavit said it's clear he was looking for Markham. Chavez said when he found her sitting in a booth with Chavez, he smiled at them. She said he asked if he could sit down, and Markham said no. According to Chavez, he asked if Markham had a problem if he sat down, to which Markham replied, "I kind of do. Why are you here?" Their conversation continued briefly, with Markham reportedly telling Grandal he was freaking my friend out. He allegedly responded, "It's going to get worse anyways," before pulling out a black semi-automatic .45 caliber handgun and shooting Markham. The affidavit said another patron at the bar recalled seeing a man enter the bar looking like he was on a mission. A few seconds later, the customer heard a loud bang and saw the same man holding a handgun in his right hand. Grandal is being charged with first-degree murder. His first court appearance is scheduled for Monday. Markham's death was the fourth homicide in Pueblo this year. All four have involved firearms. So ban the Second Amendment, ban the Bill of Rights, ban freedom. Last year, there were 29 homicides in Pueblo. 21 of them involved guns. A GoFundMe drive for the victim had just raised over $7,400 by Friday to help pay the funeral and other expenses. 4 days after the deadly shooting, it's unclear where Markham's young son was. Her family said in the GoFundMe that they're trying to get him with the family. Domestic violence warning signs, controlling behavior, guilt trips, threats, intimidation, isolation, jealousy, name-calling, manipulation, explosive temper, mood swings. Check your cell phone or email without permission. There's help for people in crisis. 719-545-8195. And some other shit. So I don't know. That's a lot. There's a lot there. So I was just officer, I was just aiming at the shoulder. Um you come in with that black trench coat at a bar. They're living together. They shouldn't be together whatsoever. I feel like the biggest question, to me, is clear that he killed her. Is it first degree or second degree murder? You got 5 different murders, right? It's not vehicular murder. It's not negligent murder. Is it manslaughter, first degree, or second degree murder? And you'd actually really have to get into the details of this. And I think actually that's a good segue, is it not? So, do I have? No. Okay, so first degree, second degree, or third degree? No, I don't think there's third degree. I think there's negligent homicide, vehicular homicide, manslaughter, first and second degree. Those are the 5 murder charges in Colorado. And so what this is, it seems like the dude's like hitting himself and being crazy at the fucking jail, but he waited to be arrested. So why is he acting like, they're treating him like a murderer or whatever? So he's getting all pissed off about the shit. It's like, I loved her. I loved her. And I was thinking, I was kind of hoping like they were just drinking and having a good time. And then, he had the gun and, dropped it or something, right? It was just, had really, total accident, like literally total accident. But clearly had, a history of kind of having a bad relationship, and they're still living with each other for the sake of the children. That didn't help the children whatsoever. Now did it? Now you just you made that 3-year-old homeless or orphan. You just orphaned that, and now you lost that 3-year-old has no father nor mother, so that orphan has no family. Kinda, So that's for the sake of the children. It was better for these two to divorce amicably to amicably divorce and go their separate ways. And is it first degree or second degree murder? I would say that's the question, because to me it doesn't seem like he would act that way, if there was. So to me, the second degree or first degree murder is a question. Yeah, they're kind of shitty to each other, but they're living together, so they really shouldn't be living together. And the I guess he was with something, with somebody or something. I don't know what the fuck was going on. But the 2 women got to the bar, so I guess she's out with her girlfriend, and he's kind of like, what the hell you two doing together? So, is there jealousy at play? He wants her back, right? So he's sad, he wants her back, and he wants things to be the way that they were, but clearly something has been lost. There's lost love, lost respect, and they need to move the fuck on and go their separate ways. So I feel like when he shows up to the bar, there's a possibility that he didn't intend to kill her. He wanted to scare her. He wanted to say, look how crazy I am. And then she's like, I believe you're crazy. I believe you. I believe you. You don't have to fucking prove it to me. I already believe you. Because, yeah, it just seems like, bro, what's up, bro? Why are you acting like that, bro? Don't act like that, bro. And then they said that he called the police and that the gun was in the passenger side of maybe his dead girlfriend's car. And then said, I wasn't trying to kill her. I was just aiming at the shoulder. But I guess I pulled the trigger when I, shot her in the chest and killed her. Seems like a terrible fucking. If the only way that'd be a good explanation would be like William Tell, but I don't even know what the hell with that. But his son, William Tell and his son, right? He put the apple on top of his head and he shot it. If only both of them agreed to it, and you gotta put that shit in writing, signed in blood or some shit. Fuck, you're gonna put an apple on your head for that motherfucker? For that motherfucker to shoot the apple off your head? That's what you're. Okay, so if that turned into an accident, okay. I was aiming for the apple. I was aiming for the shoulder. But so he's saying, he's not even saying he was aiming for something else in the bar. I was going to shoot, the ceiling. I was going to shoot the floor. I was going to shoot just over her shoulder, just over her head. No, I was aiming for her shoulder. So if you would have shot the shoulder, I mean, there's a lot of damage that could happen at the shoulder, right? Just shooting the shoulder. You could lose the arm. You could shoot an artery or a vein. You could possibly kill him, but probably just hurt like a motherfucker and some permanent damage with that arm. You might, stop the movement of one of the arms. So that's, I mean, I guess that's like better than murder. He was just going to do some serious bodily injury. I wasn't going to kill her. I was just trying to do some serious bodily injury. And it went out of control. It went out of control. So, yeah, fucking trippy.